Now, if I were to ask you how to create an ineffective training course, you'd probably say something like, well, let's make it really boring. And you'd be right. Boring workshops are neither use nor ornament, and they should never exist. One of the benefits of a training workshop has over other learning methods is that we can make it varied, we can make it engaging, we can mix it up a little bit. And whatever your views are on learning styles and learning theories, whether you subscribe to those or not, the different learning theories such as Kolb, Honey and Mumford, and the communication styles, they do, I think, lend something to the mix for learning designers, because there is something in them, I think, in that we all do have different learning preferences. We all have different communication preferences. It just makes sense when you think about the people around you. So if we can tap into those different preferences and use different ways of getting our key points over, which is far easier to do in a training workshop than it is online or just on a one-to-one basis, we're far more likely to engage people, we're far more likely to help them to understand and have that aha moment, and therefore to apply that learning in work. So variety is the spice of life when it comes to designing an effective workshop. But we don't just want to put a load of fun in there and everyone comes away, yeah, it was a great day, we had loads of fun, but not actually learn anything. So we have to choose our activities really carefully, and every exercise must have a point. I'm just going to, off the top of my head, come up with some of the different ways that we can help participants to engage in learning. So obviously we have the standard trainer input, so a little bit of talking, a little bit of information. Although these days a lot of the information providing should be done before the event or after the event. People can do that independently. We have group discussions, obviously, whether that's full group guided by the facilitator, whether it's small groups, there's lots of different ways, or even pairs. Pairs discussions can work really well. Case studies, I love a good case study. They give us so many ways into learning, they allow us to analyse so many things, and they engage so many senses as well. Role plays, people tend not to like them, but they can be incredibly effective in certain types of courses. So for example, a coaching course. How is somebody going to learn how to coach if they're not actually practicing that and giving feedback, those sorts of things? So role plays can work really well. So you can use post-it notes to engage people and run very quick activities, particularly if your space is limited, if you're short on time. You can use flip chart exercises, whether that's just groups creating flip charts and feeding back, or whether it's something that I call musical flip charts, where we put 3 or 4 around the room with a different question on each, and people move around and populate those flip charts just to get that energy going in the room a little bit. We can use card sort activities, which is a personal favourite of mine, which is great for exploring a particular theory and checking understanding in a quite a light touch sort of a way, without giving people a test or a quiz. We can just see if they've grasped it. We can use sort of, quizzes, questionnaires. So whether they are personality type questionnaires or whether they are just something which is used to start a discussion. We can use picture cards. I love to use my picture cards to, again, stimulate discussion and engage the quieter members of the group without putting them under pressure. We can do presentations, obviously. Some groups really take well to those. We can do problem-solving exercises. We can do simulations. We can do physical activities, so getting people to build stuff. We can go outside. There are all sorts of different ways that we can engage learners on a training course, so please do maximise them as long as it is relevant for your audience and relevant to your topic.